Welcome to tie-dyeing with me, Sam. All right, so you'll need Rit dye, squeezy tube, salt, 2 cups of hot water, so I just microwave this for a couple minutes, a tablespoon measure, a cooling rack, a baking tray that's been lined with a plastic bag to catch any of the dye, and then we'll just need whatever you want to tie-dye. So I used the white V-neck shirt from Madewell, and in order to get it prepared, I laid it down flat and used a scrunching method. So with it flat, you just use your hands to scrunch the fabric up together and slowly mold it until it comes together into one clump. And then we just add rubber bands to hold it in place. And what we're going to do is add the dye to everything around the outside, on the edges, on the top, bottom, and then we'll take it apart and see how it looks, see if the coverage was good enough, and then we'll go from there. The first thing we need to do is prepare the dye. So using our tablespoon measure, we're gonna get 1 tablespoon of Rit dye, and then we'll see if that looks strong enough and add that here. Yesterday I tried to do the same thing and it turned out a little bit brighter than I wanted, so I used 2 tablespoons yesterday, so today I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon and see how that looks. Okay, then after we've added our tablespoon of dye, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of salt. One good way to test what the color of your dye is gonna look like is to use a paper towel. And what you can do is dunk the paper towel in here and see what the color payoff looks like. So that looks pretty light, pretty pastel here. I think that's gonna be a good color. It looks lighter than the outcome from yesterday. And then we're gonna take our squeeze tube and we're going to pour some of this mixture into here. Make sure the color is all mixed. And then we're just gonna go to town on here. For a t-shirt like this, you probably don't need a full 2 cups of dye, but if you were gonna do like 2 t-shirts or a thicker shirt, for example, then the 2 cups would fully cover that kind of fabric. Yesterday when I did this, I did this shirt plus another V-neck, and that seemed to work pretty well. And it's gonna look brighter when you apply the dye, and then the hope is that when it washes, then the excess dye will come out and it'll actually look a lot lighter than what you're seeing here for this brightness. So far, this is the coverage. It looks like I need more dye, so I'm just gonna add it in here. And then I'm just gonna go through to some of the cracks in here, and I'm just gonna lift things up, and you can see all this white in here. I'm just gonna add some more color in there because I think I want more color payoff and less white. Okay, and then something that you can do is to take what you just saturated and remove the rubber bands just to see what it looks like underneath. That way you know if you want to maybe re-crumple a few places and add more dye, we can kind of see what we're working with. Okay. So this is what we got so far. And as you can see, there's a lot of white on this side that we didn't get. The back looks pretty good. But I think I want more coverage than this, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay this out and just re-crumple. Okay, so we can see this time there's more white showing, so I know that I'm gonna get some of those other areas covered. And hopefully there's a better disbursement now that we have it like this. So we'll take our dye. Maybe not that aggressive. And we'll just add it to the white parts and try to avoid what you colored before, because that'll increase the color payoff of those sections, so they might turn out a little bit darker. I'm going for that dreamy pink vibe, so hopefully this gets us there. Press it in, flip it over. So then I'm just gonna let this sit for probably an hour or so, and then I'll be back.